Yo, what's happening guys, and welcome back to a brand new Modern Warfare video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my best tips and tricks for Modern Warfare. I've played this game for about 20 hours in the alpha, and I feel like I've gotten pretty decent at it. There's a lot of things I see people missing out on, and I want to share those tips with you guys and just help you guys keep up with the competition and be as good at the game as you possibly can be, basically. Like I said, I'm not a pro player, I'm not the best player in the world, but I'm definitely very observative when it comes to these types of things, and I think I can definitely help you guys be better. If you do like this video, please drop a like on it, share it with your friends, it helps it immensely. If you think your friends can benefit from this, do share this video with them. And once again, big shout out to all the brand new subscribers. The streams have been absolutely lit this weekend, and I want to say a big thank you to everybody who's came through the streams. But now that I'm done self-promoting my channel and so on, let's hop straight into the tips. So the things I'm going to cover in this video is probably like the best weapons, recoil, how you can make the most out of the movement in the game, and a few other kind of tips and tricks, a few things for the 2v2. And a lot of things that you guys can take with you into multiplayer as well. First of all, I want to talk about movement, because I feel like that's the biggest mistake that most people are making. The movement in this game is nowhere near as fast as Black Ops 4. In BO4 you can slide really easily, you can move about, you can jump really far, you can fly around corners and stuff like that. It is still possible to utilize movement in this, but it's not as powerful, but you have to do it in certain ways that will benefit you. So the first thing I want to talk about is the super sprint. Now, I've noticed, especially in Speedball, you guys might have noticed that somebody's rushing the middle of the map way faster than you. It's because they're tapping L3 twice. If you double tap L3, you can super sprint for like 3 seconds and go really, really fast and pull up your gun. So if you guys have noticed that and you haven't been able to do it, double tap L3. Now, even further beyond that, if you double tap L3, run for 2 seconds, jump, double tap L3, jump, double tap L3, and so on. You can actually keep the super sprint going, so you can kind of bunny hop with the super sprint and keep that momentum going. It's not really that good in 2v2 because the map's so small and you're going to get shit on, but in multiplayer that will actually help you if you're trying to rush across the map. Now let's talk a little bit about sliding. The sliding is quite decent. The main benefits I had from sliding was basically like if there's a box there, for example, you know, sliding around the side of the box and jumping and hip firing or jumping and spraying. Now, in Black Ops 4, you can camera people. Now, if you guys don't know what that means, I know some of you guys do, but just for the benefit of those people who don't know what a camera is, you basically slide up to a head glitch. As you slide up to it, you cancel a slide by ADSing, and it basically causes a weird camera angle, and you can melt people before they can see you properly. You can kind of do that in this game, but it's not as easy. What you have to do is slide up to the box, ADS, and then crouch up. So you don't automatically crouch up, you actually have to manually crouch up. And you can sort of effectively camera people by doing that. Like I said, it's nowhere near as effective as the Black Ops 4 version, but it does work. And I definitely recommend if you know somebody's like in the open and you've got cover to slide to the cover, crouch up and ADS, you'll do a really strange animation and they won't see it properly. Jump shotting is back in this game, although you can't jump as far as you could before. You kind of have to work with the animation. Whenever you're jumping around the corner, you don't jump straight around the corner. You jump and kind of do like a flick strafe. So you run to the corner, jump, turn left, turn right, and that'll kind of give you momentum. It's kind of like if you guys have ever played H1Z1 on PC, it's kind of like that kind of strafe jumping. It does work, and you can get a little bit of extra momentum by doing so. So once again, for those of you in the back who didn't hear it, run to the corner, jump, look left, look right while you're in midair, and that'll give you a little bit extra momentum. Now one thing that actually does work quite well in this, which did not work in Black Ops 4, is crouch spamming. The crouch animation in this game is very, very noticeable. In Black Ops 4, it kind of looked like your character bent the knee a little bit. It didn't really do much. In this game, you actually go down into a little ball. So if you crouch spam somebody, that will work very effectively if you're in a 1v1 gunfight. Especially if you're doing it over cover or something like that. Crouch spamming is quite a decent way to camera somebody. Equally in Black Ops 4, the way people used to camera as well is run into a doorway and stick tight to the doorway and run around the corner. If you do that and crouch, if somebody's close by, you can hip fire them and it makes it really hard for them to hit you, so do recommend doing that as well if you can. In this game, you don't have as much momentum. If you slide off an object, in Black Ops 4, you get some momentum. In this game, you don't have that as much, but you can kind of do it and get like an extra little bunny hop off of it, so that might be worth trying as well if you're trying to kind of finesse somebody. So yeah, those are my main tips for movement. I think movement's a very, very important thing in this game because it's a little bit more difficult, but if you can master it, you know, people are generally a bit slower and it's going to be way harder for them to hit you. So definitely try to master that if you guys can. Now talking about recoil and weapons, that kind of works in nicely with crouching. One thing you can do to control your recoil, crouch while you're in the middle of a spray because it will automatically pull your crosshair down. As you guys noticed, the assault rifles in this game have a way more recoil than Black Ops 4. So definitely putting a little crouch into your spray will help you get a lot more wins. Otherwise, just pull down on the right stick. Once you get your sensitivity down and you're comfortable with pulling down on the stick, you will be able to control recoil a lot more easily. Now, mantling is a very underused feature in this game. You have to be careful with it, but basically you can mantle onto a box or an object, or mantle onto the side of something and peek it like PUBG or Rainbow Six Siege. And it basically eliminates all of your recoil, so you can just fully spray while you're mantling. Now, don't use it too much because you actually peek out a little bit more than you would think. If you mantle to the side, you can see what you're trying to aim at. Your body does stick out a decent amount, so like watch people to your left if you're mantling to the right, and watch people to the right if you're mantling to the left. But yeah, if you know that somebody's going to be there, and if you're trying to, for example, laser them with an MP7 or something across the map, mantling is the way to do so. Now, just to talk about my favourite weapons and so on, and what I think's best. Best assault rifle so far is the M13, I think. It's got no recoil. It's not the highest damage, but it's like the ICR or SER of this game. But I think it's probably even better than that. It's really, really effective. My second favourite would have to be the M4A1. The FAMAS, you can one-burst people with it. It's more of a sit-back kind of weapon. The hipfire is pretty trash with it. If you sit back with the free round burst with the FR556, it's very, very powerful. It's going to be like the Type 25 of this game if you guys played Modern Warfare 3. The AK is also good, but do not put drum mag on it. It is absolutely terrible. Now, SMGs, we've tried the AUG, MP7 and MP5. I honestly could take any of them at this point. I feel like the MP5 and the AUG are pretty similar, but I think MP5 might have more range. It's kind of hard to tell. The MP7's definitely the weakest, but it's got the least recoil, so, you know, kind of pick and choose what you want, but those three SMGs are extremely powerful. I think if I had to pick one, I'd pick the MP5. Now, shotguns in this game are very, very powerful as well. They have extreme range. You guys will have seen the 725 with the sniper scope. You can literally snipe people with it, so don't be afraid to do so. Even if you don't have a scope on it, you can shoot people across the map with shotties and do a decent amount of damage, especially if you hit headshots. I do think shotties are getting nerfed, but for the time being, they're very powerful. Always try to ADS if you can. If you're point blank, don't ADS, but if you're a couple of meters away, ADSing will secure the kill for you. Finally, LMGs and pistols. Deagle's one-shot kill to the head, two-shot kill to the body. The M19's complete trash. But one thing I have noticed with it is, don't spam it as much as you normally would. Normally in Call of Duty you just spam the pistols. Try to actually like get a bit of a rhythm with it, tap it a little bit more if you're shooting at range, and you can actually be a lot more accurate with it. I think they will patch this gun because it doesn't really perform that well, but that's the only kind of way I've been able to perform with it, by just kind of tapping it, not spamming it. So definitely keep that in mind if you're using the pistol. Obviously if you're up close, just spam hipfire, but at range just try to tap it. The only tips I can really give you guys with the sniper at the moment is if you're going for a cross-map snipe and you miss your first shot, don't pick it again because you're dead. That's basically it. The MK2, you can kind of get away with it, and the M14, you can just completely spam it. M14 is actually a very, very good weapon, and if you guys didn't notice this yet, on the scope that you get on the M14, you can actually press triangle and zoom it in further. So that's something I've seen people not using. With the Odin and M14, you can actually toggle the zoom on that. Now moving on a little bit here to just a few random things. Stim shot's probably the best piece of equipment in the game. Definitely try to carry that if you can in multiplayer. In 2v2 you get 2 stims. I've noticed a lot of people aren't checking their equipment. Like I've damaged somebody across the map and they haven't healed up. Always check your equipment and make sure that you use your stims if you get the chance to do so. Whenever the 2v2s come down to health at the end, you know, not stimming up means that you have to push the objective or they're going to win. I just want to clear this up for you guys. The way the 2v2 mode actually works is obviously try to kill the other team. If you don't kill the other team in time, try to either capture the objective or have the most health. But if two of you have, let's say, 100 health, whoever's closest to the flag will win. So it's definitely worth keeping that in mind. If you know that somebody's in their back spawn and they're watching the objective, if you just sit outside the objective, if you've got full health, you actually don't have to push it and you'll win because you're closer. But yeah, definitely do not try to capture the objective if you've got more health. I've seen people making that mistake, and it's an easy win. If you just wait for somebody to cap and they're weak, it's an easy win. Do not push it if you don't need to. And my final little random tip for you guys is whenever you spawn into the map, look at your watch. And that's all I'm going to say. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys noticed as well. So guys, that's it for my tips and tricks. It wasn't a very structured video, I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about the game and stuff like that. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Please drop a like, subscribe, and get those notifications turned on if you guys would like more videos like this, and more videos just covering all of the new details coming out about Modern Warfare. I want to recommend a couple of my videos. I've been uploading Modern Warfare content here on the channel. I made a couple of videos about the Battle Royale mode, which is very, very likely to come out. Do let me know if you guys would like to see that. I've done a few videos breaking down perks, attachments, and all that kind of stuff. I'll leave a link to a couple of those at the end of the video if you want to check them out. I would appreciate it. And I think you guys will enjoy them. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the beta. Do let me know what you guys are thinking about it. I absolutely love it. Feels like Call of Duty is home. And honestly, I've been rushing home from work to play it. It's the first Call of Duty I've been this excited for in about 7 or 8 years. So very, very excited for this to come out on September 12th. and then to be fully released in October. But yeah, that's it guys, much love, thank you very much for watching. This has been King Plays, good luck and peace out.